The fourth quadrant is the soul, spiritually. Think about it. They talk about laughter lifting the spirits, about lightening up. I think that laughter is oxygen for the soul. It really feeds our soul. Oxygen for the soul. You know, it's sort of like the oxygen mask theory. You know, when you're on a plane, they tell you what to do in case there's going to be a loss of cabin pressure. They say something. First they say, in case of a loss of cabin pressure, the mask is going to come down. They say something very strange. They say, put it on your face and breathe normally. How are you going to breathe normally? There's no oxygen in the plane. What are you supposed to do? Put it on and go, so where are you from? You finished that book? But then they say this. If you're sitting next to someone who needs help, make sure you put your own mask on first before you help someone else. And what that indicates to me, whatever your stage in life, whatever your relationship to any illness, to any stress, and you say, well, I can't take care of myself, I can't bring joy, happiness, and love into my life because too many people rely on me, there's too much going on. My friends, you cannot give from emptiness. And if you have nothing for yourself, you have nothing to give anyone else. So it is not selfish to take care of yourself to deal with all the other things that you have to take care of. And you know what they say, why do angels fly? Because they take themselves lightly. It's good enough for the angels, it's good enough for us. So we have these four quadrants of well-being, each strengthened by an active, ongoing use of humor. Does that make sense about the way that we're attached? So then the question is, if it's so simple, why don't we do it? Why are people always looking for humor? How do we find more joy and happiness in our lives? So I'm looking around and I say, well, why don't we use humor enough? One of the things that comes up is that we're more comfortable with misery than happiness. I'm sorry, you know, the phrase life, life is miserable, you know, it's true. Misery loves company. It's true. Think about if you walk into work miserable. People, you have company. People say, what's the matter? Sit down, talk, coffee. Pretty soon you're feeling better. What if you walk into any place like this? Ba, 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 ba. What do people say? What's with you? What are you so happy about? Cut it out. They'll expect all of us to do that. Don't you know the world's in terrible shape and you're laughing? It's funny, we're really attracted to this misery. I think it's the way we're brought up. I think that we're afraid to be too happy because somehow we're going to jinx things. You know? We're very comfortable when things go wrong. I grew up in a what I call a bad things happen in threes household. Anybody grow up with a bad things happen in threes? That's right. My mom would say if something bad happened, two more bad things are going to happen. And I remember being about 8 years old, listening to her talk to a friend of hers. A famous movie star had died, and she said, you know, two more famous people are going to die very soon, and you know they did. And I said, what else does my mother know? Until I was like 30 to realize famous people die all the time. You know? We tend to make connections.